Warning, the stunts and illusions performed on this program were designed and tested by Criss, a highly trained professional. These demonstrations are extremely dangerous and should not be attempted by anyone, anywhere, at any time.
It all started with a small idea and grew into something we could never imagine. This is the story of Oasis. Oasis. That actually started off as a little drawing I had in the middle of the night and thought about what would it be like if a person was trapped inside of an air bubble, inside of an aquarium. Would I be able to free myself surrounded by spectators in the middle of New York City? To prepare for the stunt, I decided to challenge myself by recreating Houdini's 100-foot rope escape. Hey guys, how are you? So you guys are the real deal, huh?
Yes, sir.
The finest. You don't get better than this, you know. Sailors and knots. I don't think Houdini really used sailors to get out of this stuff, so he used to do this thing where he'd get tied to a chair with 100 feet of rope and he would escape. So I'm going to have you tie me to a chair and see if I can get out in basically less time than it took for you to tie me up.
This is oddly like my dream last night.
How long was that, approximately?
That's 13 minutes.
13 minutes. Well, I can assure you, boys, that you did the best job. I can't even open up my right hand.
Wow.
I got no blood going there right now. I want to do this. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, good, man. 3.5 minutes.
All right, cool. Let's hear for these guys. Awesome job, man.
A little bit disappointed. Would have been nice to see him bind to the chair for a couple hours.
Yeah.
But, yeah, did a heck of a job.
After the rope test, it was back to Las Vegas to see Oasis for the very first time.
Good to see you.
Oh, my God. The monster. Yep. It's menacing. It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie.
As far as I'm concerned, it looks like something out of a Frankenstein.
I was extremely impressed. I was like, wow, this looks like something that you would, trap the alien in and hope it stays there. Only Chris would think of putting himself in the same sort of position.
Bob, tell us a little bit about what you did.
Well, we built a tank at your request that you can't get out of. You're surrounded by water, by bulletproof glass. The deck plate on the bottom is half-inch steel, and the steel grate that will be on top, you won't be able to get out of that. The capsule is padlock closed. You can't open the lid from the inside. It can only open from the outside. You'll be in full view.
So
you wanted a tank that you can't get out of.
Right.
And we've built that.
Right.
My cross. Okay.
You okay? Try to stay on the curve. Yep, there. Beautiful.
Oy. It's tight, man. Holy And my perspective is completely... I think I'm going to keep my eyes closed for 33 hours. Wow, it's really crazy. What the hell did I get myself into, man? Holy man. Enter my mind. In my mind. Freak.
Criss attempts the greatest escape of all time.
Gotta figure out how the hell to get out of here.
Coming up.
Are you ready?
The stress levels began rising the moment we got into New York City. We had a very limited amount of time to get the Oasis in position and to really get ready for it. So everybody was on, high anxiety at the very beginning.
So I could not sleep at all. I kept on waking up having nightmares. I think I'm retiring after this one. Here we go. Here's my car. If I am successful with this demonstration, this is my vehicle. So I got to do it. As part of their sponsorship agreement, Pontiac agreed to give me a brand new Torrent if I managed to escape Oasis. All right, here we go. It was a great incentive for me. I really wanted a free Torrent. I haven't eaten since Friday night. Today is Monday, so I'm feeling pretty weak right now. I don't know why I put myself through this, but I constantly do.
Showtime.
Hey, Bob. Good morning. You get any sleep?
In any demonstration that Criss does, prior to doing it, there's a lot of different emotions that are tied to that particular demonstration, whether it's frustration, anxiety, just pacing, because everything he does has a consequence. The consequence could be death.
Thank you very much, everybody, for coming here. I love you all. I love New York City, and hopefully you'll be proud. Thank you very much.
What do you think, buddy?
It's not cold enough. Let's do it. Just make it colder. All right.
You ready? All right, buddy. This is it. We'll see you in a couple hours.
They've just sealed the tank, and now they've locked the top. Criss Angel is inside.
While I'm in the chamber, I'm going to be confronting a lot of different things. For one, I won't be able to hear anything. I'll also be dealing with almost 6,000 pounds of water pressure, which will be constantly popping my eardrums. I'll have a distorted view. I haven't eaten in days, so I wouldn't have to use the bathroom. And New York City has been going through an incredibly oppressive heat wave. So
it's going to be incredibly difficult.
We put bleach in the tank and we put chlorine in the tank to try to keep the tank clean. And every hour on the hour, what we would do, we would aerate it with these bubbles just to mix the bleach and the chlorine up so that it would keep the tank clear.
The bubbles also helped me keep track of time. Every time the bubbles would go off, I knew another hour had passed. It kept my mind occupied.
So here I am. It's been more than 4 hours, and it's really, really, really hot.
Really humid, really hot. Trying not to exert any energy to keep myself as cool as possible.
He's actually recording his thoughts and feelings as he goes through this process onto a dictaphone, and then what he's talking about right now will be part of the narration of what he was going through and expressing his thoughts and feelings about this process.
A lot of people are coming down, feeding off their energy. It's really amazing. There's no place like New York City in the entire world. It's just incredible. The people of New York are so supportive. They're just so unbelievable. I'm very proud to say it. I'm from New York.
That just doesn't look like fun. Doesn't look like fun.
It is very important to us that the public can come see Criss at any time so that everyone can see that he really is trapped in there.
I wanted to give them the ability to go 360 degrees around the tank, inches away from me, to see that, yes, that really is me in the tank.
You can see it's all, plexiglass. You see every move he makes. I mean, there's no way that he would be able to slip out for 5 minutes to go, eat a sandwich. I mean, he's in there till he figures out how to get out.
In a place like Bryant Park in the middle of New York City, you can't fake this stuff. It's like when I levitate somebody in Las Vegas on Fremont Street. You got to be dead on. If you're not, they'll be on the internet in 2 seconds. Your career will be blown.
All I got is time to kill. 6 hours. I got more than 5 times that amount to go. I feel like a monkey in a barrel here. And got a long way to go. Gotta figure out how the hell to get out of here.
I think when Criss's family and friends are here, come by, visit him, show him support, I think mentally it definitely has a really good impact on him.
Hey, how are you, buddy? How's he doing? How's he doing, man? He's doing all right. He's got, all right? He's doing all right. Come on, I'm sure he wants to see you. Come on.
We could just look away when we want. He can't. That's it. He looks out. He's looking through a bad pair of prescription glasses. That's what he sees. His senses are really being affected. I mean, the name of the show is right. It's a mind freak.
Let me show you guys what I see. Gotta figure out how the hell to get out of here.
Well, I just came out, and unfortunately I got shrinkage. And I'm preparing for my next episode.
Look at that, someone made a doll.
A Criss Angel doll.
I gotta get another Barbie doll.
Cousin George just spooned him.
Everyone's just curious what he's thinking. What is he doing in there? What's going through his mind? See what he has to say about the whole experience. First I thought it was Houdini, and then I just heard that he's going to be in there for that long. I was just like, how is he going to do that? And just sitting there with all these people around him, trying to think how to get out of the tank. I couldn't do it.
Excuse the expression, it takes a lot of balls to do that. And I'm sorry, I just don't have it.
So I've been thinking for the past, I don't know how many hours, about different theories about my escape. I know that my escape cannot be a traditional escape, but it must be more of an illusionary escape. I've narrowed it down to 3 different methods. I still don't know which one is the best one, but if I am successful, I think I'll be the first person to ever do anything like this in the history of magic. We shall see.
This is so weird.
Yeah. You gotta wonder what his mom thinks.
Now, if this was your kid?
That would not be my kid. My kid would not be in there. I wouldn't allow them.
Mom always worried about her kids. It can always be something, an accident, something. You always worry about those things. I worry about my boys, but he does the more dangerous things.
I'm going to try to get a little bit of sleep right now so I can conserve my energy to make my escape and hopefully get my vision down, because it's been so distorted all this time. I just want to get some energy down. Enter my mind.
कभी कभी मुझे कुछ उन पर गिराहट दे, मुझे तड़पाने तड़पाने.
The conclusion of Oasis. Next. You ready?
I'm in Vegas right now, giving them an experience that they've never had before.
Are you ready? Mindfreak.
You think he's gonna get out?
I don't know. It looks pretty tight in there. Well, somebody's gonna have to let him out at some point.
It's about 9:40. David Blaine stopped by to support me. I think that's really very kind of him, and it's a wonderful gesture, and I respect that, and that means a lot.
I think the first day went relatively smoothly. He went in there, he seemed as if he was in good health, and about 1:30 in the morning I was informed that there were some real issues going on.
In the middle of the night, Criss didn't seem to be doing as well as he was earlier in the day. He looked extremely faint. He was not responsive. He wasn't doing well.
He's been nonstop for months now, basically 7 days a week, 18 to 20-hour days, and it took a toll on him. You know, the body just shuts down.
I just went through hell. My body just, in an instant, completely got deathly ill. I just felt like I was going to pass out.
It got pretty serious, and me personally, I really would have liked to pull him out of there.
We decided, after much discussion, that knowing Criss's drive and his will to keep going even when his body can't take it anymore, we kept him in the tank.
So it's about 5 a.m. I just awoke. I think I have the method that I'm going to use to make my escape. I'm going to try doing it probably between 7 and 9 a.m.
I was more than 10 hours ahead of schedule. It was kind of a catch-22, because if I waited the full 33 hours, I didn't think I would have the strength to escape. If I went sooner, there was a chance that I didn't really plot out my escape well enough to be successful.
It's 8:25. I'm about to make my escape in 15, 20 minutes, so I'm going to sign off. And I hope you enjoyed Oasis, because I certainly didn't.
A lot of people think I love doing these demonstrations. I don't necessarily enjoy them. I mean, some I do, but Oasis was one I definitely didn't enjoy. I mean, how could you enjoy being isolated inside a sensory deprivation chamber, feeling nauseous, hungry, weak, and have to figure out how to escape without anybody seeing how you're going to accomplish it?
Criss Angel's the best. I'm going to see him personally with my own eyes. Escape out of this tank, and I know Criss Angel's going to do it. All the way, Criss.
I'm locked inside a chamber, submerged under thousands of gallons of water, above me, below me, and all sides of me. I have the press and public 360 degrees around me. It all comes down to this. It's time to make my escape.
We were never sure exactly when he would, or even if, he would come up with a way to get out.
All the crew was walking around. We were all trying to figure out, what's he doing? How's he getting out? And suddenly, the bubbles in the tank were filling the tank completely.
It looked like boiling water, just coming up. There's water spilling out over the top all over the place, and you know, there's no way of seeing him inside. I just felt something was wrong. And knowing the way he was earlier, my brother and I ran up there, tried getting it open. We're fumbling around with all the nonsense that was up there. When we finally did get the grid open, trying to find the latch to get to him,
it was unbelievable to be on top, looking at everybody, looking at the tank, and then when I yelled, you see all their heads just kind of swoop to the right and look at me. I knew I blew them away.
When everybody saw Criss over on the car, at first I thought it was a kind of a lulled silence, and then everyone swarmed over to the car.
Oh, I thought he would just be on top of the tank or something, but yeah, then he was on top of the Pontiac, and it was just amazing.
Yeah! It's incredible. I had goosebumps. Seeing him come out of this side over here, it was incredible.
He was in the tank, but I didn't see him come out of the tank.
It was one of the greatest escapes that I've ever seen.
Criss is the heir apparent to Harry Houdini because he's doing the type of things Houdini might have done if he continued on. I'm glad it's him, not me, doing this stuff.
It takes a very special person to be able to make those stunts a reality. Criss always seems to come through and make it a reality, so I'm very, very proud of Criss.
I think this will go down as one of the great mysteries and magic of all time.